Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we will read a story about a man whose wife left him for weeks, then admitted to cheat on him because she felt bored with him, but now she wants him back. This is a two-part story, so be sure to like and subscribe for part two. Let's get started. I'm pretty lost with my current situation, looking for any sort of insight. My wife, 39 female, and I, 40 male, have been married for 17 years. As mentioned, we have three daughters, 15, 13, and 1. We're high school sweethearts, been together for about 23 years now. I know almost nothing, but here's the only information I have. My wife comes home 3 days ago from work, had to work on the fourth, frantic, emotional, hastily packed an overnight bag, and left. I only know this because our oldest daughter was home at the time and watched her. I tried talking to her, but she was just crying, distraught, and didn't speak. She said she was almost in a panic. She's not responding to any of our texts or calls. I contacted her parents right away, and they eventually responded saying that my wife is safe with them and to please be patient and understanding. That's it. I tried contacting her sister, her brother, and one of her close work friends. Her brother said he knew nothing, and her work friend said she was at work in the morning, then gone by lunch 3 days ago. That's all she knew. That's it. 3 days now. No contact from my wife, not even with the kids. Nothing. No one is telling us anything, and here I am with my 3 girls trying to manage without her. The kids keep asking me what's going on, asking what happened with mom, and all I can say is that she's at grandma and grandpa's, and we're supposed to be patient and understanding. I have an overwhelming urge to just pack up the kids quickly and drive over there without warning. It's only 3 hours away, and sitting here in limbo is awful. The kids think we had a huge fight and are divorcing, but that's farthest from the truth. We never fight. The kids know this. I don't know what's going on, but can someone provide some clarity from a logical perspective? My current emotional state has me thinking in circles while I try to manage everything without her. If someone passed away, wouldn't your spouse be the first person you'd tell? Maybe some past trauma was brought to light, but again, if it were me, my wife would be the first person I'd come to for support. We know nothing. Nothing makes sense. I don't know what to do, and I just sit here in limbo with the girls. We all know nothing, and no one is telling us anything, and it has me worried, scared, angry, etc. Just about any emotion one can feel in this situation. Can anyone come up with something reasonable? Why would you ghost your family like this? Update 1. I'm not very familiar with Reddit yet. Apologies. Not much to post. I don't know how to link my last post, just not 100% sure how to do that. It was a long night last night. I didn't sleep. Forgive me for the short update. I don't anticipate spending much time on the computer today, but I did read every post yesterday and into the night, and we eventually read responses today. I'll just say what I know and leave it at that. My father-in-law didn't call me last night, so I did eventually end up contacting the police, and they did a wellness check, as many of you suggested. This caused a storm of issues that I won't get into, but my wife has been having an affair for at least 2 years now, likely longer. Everyone was correct. The other man apparently had a heart attack on Tuesday and eventually passed away that night. For certain, my mother-in-law, and it sounds like probably my sister-in-law, have known about it and have been covering for her. Still no contact from my wife, not to me or the girls. Trying to keep this from them for now. Honestly, I have no idea what to do from here. That's all I know, and that's enough to just about be the end of me. Thank you for all of the help, advice. Not sure how to move on from this news, but that's it. If you pray, please pray for me and us. Update 2. I've been recommended this sub by a few others, just joined and have been reading through many posts when I have time, mostly at night when the chaos of the day ends. Then, of course, the brain takes over and I go through these fits of depression. Then I get hit with raging anger, then both at the same time. Sleeping is nearly impossible. Then I wander through the day like a zombie. I'm trying to learn all of the acronyms. I guess D-Day for me was Friday. My wife was having what I initially thought was a 2-year affair, but now it seems very likely it was longer. The man she cheated with was someone she's known for a while. He tragically passed away of a heart attack, which triggered the revelation. I'm still digging for information with the help of my oldest daughter. Lots of things I'm not ready to post about. I really had no plans of continuing to make posts about my situation, but so many people have offered so much help, advice, it's almost become therapeutic. It hurts to know so many other people are suffering through this kind of pain. For that, I'm so sorry. I met with two different lawyers both yesterday and today to discuss options. I contacted several places regarding therapy too, but there are very long waits where I live. I'm trying to adhere to many suggestions others have made. Avoid alcohol, but I don't drink and never have. Self care, workout, etc. I'd consider myself in very good shape for someone my age. But it's hard to find the energy to work out right now. I know many of you will ask me for details, the who's, what's, when's, and such. But please understand that I'm just not ready to get into all of that yet. Every day seems like a new bomb has exploded, and I'm just looking for advice on the one thing so I can maybe start sleeping a little. My wife was everything to me. My best friend since high school, the mother of my three beautiful daughters. I mean, we have inside jokes and secret handshakes. It's all gone. Everything. It's just all gone. I think about all of our years together, every milestone, every laugh, and now I just get so very depressed. It's crippling. It's as though it all meant nothing to her, and now my future will be without her. And then, of course, the how could you creep in, and I get overcome like with this unquenchable, raging anger. I scream into my pillow and punch the mattress until my arms cramp. It's a horrible cycle. I only sleep out of pure exhaustion, then I'll wake up suddenly, and the mind games begin anew. Any energy I do have, I dedicate to my girls who've been trying to take care of me like they're the parents. It's not fair to them. How did you all sleep after you found out about the affair? How did you manage the silence and the emptiness at night with only your thoughts? I've decided that outside of my daughters, sleep needs to be my number one priority in all of this, but I just can't. So hoping you can help. Thank you all. Update 3. Apologies for still being relatively new to Reddit. Not sure how much of my situation I'm supposed to repeat or reiterate, but it's been just over a week since my D-Day, and since the day I've learned my wife's affair was well over 4 years. Still no exact timeline. Very likely it started emotional and then turned physical. I'm curious how the pandemic and lockdowns played into this too. Questions I may or may not get the answers to. Anyway, yesterday my in-laws made an impromptu visit to see their grandkids. The oldest has been crashing at their house since this nightmare began, which is complete and total crap. Of course, as they spent all of 15 minutes greeting the girls. My wife and I have 3 daughters before asking to speak with me in private. It was a long conversation, as you might expect, one which I don't want to dialogue in its entirety on this post. But long story short, my wife wants to come home, but she fears the backlash of her actions and is afraid to face what she's done. Her parents also dug very hard trying to determine whether or not I planned on divorcing and spent considerable time trying to sway me toward forgiving my wife and trying to rebuild the marriage. It was clear they were very ashamed and embarrassed, but also clear they wanted my wife out of their house. It was a very civil and respectful exchange. I admit I lied and told them I wasn't sure what my future plans were, as I fully plan on divorcing, but I feel if I reveal this, I'll never get the truth from my wife. I may never get it, but I want her to sit in front of me and explain it all if possible. Over 17 years of marriage and being together since high school, 3 kids, countless memories, and all that we've shared. I want her to look me in the eyes and tell me everything. I also want my kids to know that I gave her a chance to explain herself, that I gave her the opportunity to apologize and handle things together as mature adults. I keep trying to choose the path that will set the best example for my kids. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. Legally, I cannot keep my wife out of our home. The lawyer made that very clear. So if my wife is going to come home, I can't stop her, though I absolutely do not want this right now. My girls and I have actually started to settle into a nice routine, so I made a demand that I felt would be unachievable for a while. I said my wife could come home when she sat down with me in person, looked me in the eyes, and revealed everything about her affair, start to finish, answering any and all of my questions without hesitation or further deceit. Then she could sit down with the girls and apologize in person and answer their questions too. I figured since they already know, it's only fair. Again, she can legally come home whenever she wants and doesn't have to adhere to any demands. But if she's afraid to face us, maybe I could use that to our advantage. Is that wrong? I'm not trying to be devious or deceptive here. I just really don't want to start cohabitating yet. If I can delay it, there's a mandatory 90-day waiting period in our state before divorce can happen anyway. Her coming home is inevitable. We'll both have to go back to work eventually, and life will go on regardless of this mess. I just like to prolong it so I can plan and get into a better state of mental and emotional health. My wife has been texting the girls, and she claims that she doesn't want a divorce and keeps apologizing to them repeatedly. They've shown me the texts asking about me daily, and the reality of what she's done to all of us is hitting her hard, especially in the last couple of days. How do I manage this? Was my demand foolish? It sounds like my wife is going to be coming home sooner than later anyway. I feel confident in my path forward right now. I'm not rattled by this, as I knew it would happen eventually. I just want to make the best decision for my daughters and then myself as we move forward. Thank you to each and everyone that's been offering encouragement, advice, and support. And that's the end of part one of this story. What do you guys think about this situation so far? What would you do if you were in the poster's shoes? Let me know in the comments section, and I will see you in the next video.